welcome to this video. Today I am going to discuss how to score good bands in writing task 1. As we all know, in writing task 1 we have to write 150 to 160 words and it is basically for 20 minutes. In 20 minutes we have to complete our writing task 1. In academic IELTS, in writing task 1, what we can get is it can be either bar graph, pie chart, line graph, table chart, flow chart, process chart. Apart from this, it can be diagram, map, or it can be something combined of bar graph and pie chart. From these types, anything can become in task 1 which you have to complete in 20 minutes and you have to explain that task. While explaining that task, what we have to do? We have to introduce, write about body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2 and conclusion. This is the basic requirement which we have to cover in task 1. Or what we can do is, firstly we can introduce, or introduction can be given about the task 1, then we will conclude our topic, then we will write about BP, that is body paragraph 1 or 2. In body paragraph 1 and 2, we have to just compare and contrast the information that is provided to us in a form of bar graph, pie chart, line chart, table or anything else. So if we want to score good bands, what we have to do? We have to do something extra. Like in intro, what we have to explain is what the question is, it is related to what thing, when that happened and where that happened. We have to cover all these three things in our introduction in writing task 1 in academic IELTS. So, like the example is given, the diagram present information on the percentage of teachers who has expressed their views on different problems they face when dealing with children in 3 Australian schools from 2001 to 2005. So what we have to explain in introduction is what, when and where. What means the percentage of teacher. When? From 2001 to 2005. Like we have to tell the time period. And where? About what? Where? Where means where they have that problem in 3 Australian schools. So we have to cover these three things in our introduction. While writing the introduction, we can cover this. In conclusion, we can conclude our topic like we have to overall conclude the topic. What is given, either it is going upward or not upward, like either the trend increased or decreased or it's remained same. So while doing BP1 and BP2, we have to write a good vocabulary to gain good bands. Because in writing task 1, in bar graph, in pie chart, everything is given, every value is given. Just what we have to do is we have to explain that value using good vocabulary. So I will tell you some of the words that will definitely help you to score good bands in writing task 1. So moving further, we are talking about, suppose we have to talk about some changes like trends in our writing task 1 and 2. We are using word increase, decrease and standability, like stable and steadiness. We can't repeat these words again and again, increase, decrease. So if we will use these words again and again, it will reduce our band. So what we have to do is we have to change our word. We have to use synonyms. Instead of increase, what we can write is rise, go up, uplift. Apart from this, we can write like jump, surge, etc. And for decrease, what we can write is fall, decline, plunge, drop, reduce, drop, reduce, collapse, and many more words. These type of words will help you to gain good bands in writing task 1. For standability, what more we can write is like level of, remain constant, or we can use ed, remain constant, remain unchanged, etc. And for steadiness, what we can write is unchanged, level out, remain constant, remain same, etc. Steadiness and standability is something similar. This is like about the flat, the value is flat. So when we introduce our topic, we will give the journal statement and overall trend. But in body paragraph 1, what we have to use, we have to write these different type of words, different vocabulary to explain the values. Suppose we are getting value, like we have to explain the value in percentage. So every time we can't write 4%, 5%, 6%. To get good bands, what we can write is for 4%, suppose it is something 4%. Instead of writing 4%, we can write tiny fraction. Suppose we are having 24%, not 25%, 24%. So this we can write almost a quarter. For 25, what we can write is exactly quarter. Suppose we are having 26%. So what we will write is roughly, something above the quarter is, that is roughly 1 quarter. So we have to give the values like this. Not every time we have to write percentage. No, this thing will reduce our band. Apart from this, what more we can write is, we are having changes in graphs. We have to talk about changes in graphs. Like there is rapid change. Every time we can't write rapid change, rapid change, rapid change. So what we can write is dramatically, speedily, swiftly, significantly. More we can write is noticeably. This is for rapid change. If we are supposed having moderate change, not much, not less, what we can write is gradually, progressively, or sequentially. So these words, these more vocabulary will help you to increase your band scores. Suppose we are having steady change. Instead of writing steady change, what we can write is ceaselessly, or we can write steadily. Suppose we are having slight change. What we can write? Slowly. Instead of slowly, try to use slowly less. Don't use more times the word slowly. Instead of this, you can write mildly, tediously, etc. So sometimes we are like talking about the dates or months or years. So in that, what we can write is, we don't always have to write like with this year, from this year 1980, 1999. No, what we can more write is, like, we have to talk about next few months. We can write during the next 6 months. Okay. More we can write is, like, we have to talk about something previous year. We don't always have to mention the years. No, we can write something extra that will, like, help you to gain good bands. Previous year, next year, next month, or the, like, using words since, then, from. So these are also the words that will definitely help you to score good bands. These are the words, we don't have to repeat words every time. So what more we can write is these type of words. These words will definitely help to score good bands. What more we can do is, suppose we have to write about approximately. We have to tell the values, like something is approximate. Every time we can't use approximate word. What we can write is nearly, roughly, almost, about, around. There are so many words, so many. Just what we have to do is, we have to do practice. Like, we can write a little more than that, a little less than that. So these are the things which we can do to score good bands in our writing task 1. So in conclusion, what we have to write is, to conclude, to sum up, and then we can sum up our whole task. In conclusion, when we conclude, we don't have to write about trends, or we don't have to write values. Remember, we don't have to write number 86% or 96%. No, we are concluding. While we are concluding, we have to tell either there are high discrepancies means high variation, or low discrepancies or variation. But by this way we can conclude our topic. Like, we are comparing, like, for whole task 1 we have seen, to conclude, the high discrepancies have been seen in the bar graph or in the pie chart. And one thing more, when we have to write about the intro, always try to mention that about the units in which the data is given. Suppose the data is provided in percentage or in years, so we have to introduce everything in introduction about units also, in which unit the data is given. So I hope these all things will really help you to score good bands, and this will definitely help you, because when we are using different vocab, it will definitely give a positive thing to the examiner. So try to use things to score good bands in writing task 1. So goodbye, have a nice day.